Sādhana vavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditaratah chartheshvabhijñasvarat tene brahma hridaya adikavaye muhyanti yatsurayah tejo varimrudam yatha vinimayah yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi sachidanandarupaya tapatraya vinashaya Shri Krishnaya vayam numaha. Dvaipayano viraha katara ajuhava tam sarvabhuta hridayam munimanatosmi narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet. Yes. So after having given a bird's eye view of the entire spiritual sadhana, now Shuka Brahmarshi is giving some tips for the beginners, how the beginners can meditate. So the first tip given was discussed in the afternoon. What was it? Meditating on the gross form of the Lord. So if you can't meditate God as the consciousness in you, doesn't matter. Consider the whole world as the body of the Lord. So this is the gross form of the Lord. Jagat ishadhi yukta sevanam ashtamūrti bhrad Devabhūtanam. Same thing. This Jagat is none other than ashtamūrti bhrat Deva. This world is nothing but Bhagavan himself, who is ashtamūrti bhrat, the support of ashtamūrti. What are the ashtamūrtis? The 5 elements plus sun, moon and all the jivas, jivatmas. So 8 forms. So this world which we see, it is nothing but the manifested form of God. So then, what we have to do? Serve this world. In everything, see the presence of God. So in the afternoon, we had discussed all that. Just as I have a body, Bhagavan's body is this. Just as I have limbs, all that whatever we see, they are all the limbs of the body. So all those concepts, I am not going to repeat now. Right. Now Bhagavan is giving another way to meditate. Because different people are there, so their inclinations are different, tastes are different. So another way of meditation. What is that? Kechit swadehantar hridayavakashe pradeshamatram purusham vasantam chaturbhujam kanjarathanga shanka gadadharam dharanaya smaranti. So this is another kind of meditation. What is it? Kechit. Some people, they prefer to meditate in this way. So these are the people who love alankara and puja and all those. So the form of the Lord is there. They love decorating that form with kirita and all those dress and this and that. They love this abhisheka. Such people are there. All kinds of people are there in the society. They just love this. So for them, what is the best kind of meditation? So what you have to do is, in your own heart, meditate Bhagavan like this. Like what? Chaturbhujam. Kanja means lotus. Rathanga means chakra. Shankha, gadadhara. Shankha, chakra, gada, padma. Meditate Bhagavan in this form. So all those details are given. So he has a kirita. So he is wearing that yellow dress. Dark blue complexion. Vanamali is there. Garland of assorted leaves and flowers. Vanamali is there. So all those details. How to meditate? Now the instruction is given. What is the technique of meditation? Ekaikashongani dhyanubhavayet padadiyavat hasitam gadabhrutah jitam sthanamapohya dharayet param shuddhyati dhiryatha yatha. Ekaikashongani dhiya anubhavayet. So how to do it? So let us say you have the form of the Lord in front. Maybe it can be in a picture form or it can be an idol of the Lord. Limb by limb, start meditation. Limb by limb means what? Start from padadi, from the feet. So look at the feet. For some time, go on staring at the feet of the Lord. Then you close your eyes. Then what do you see? Then try to visualize that feet. Keep looking at the feet for some time. When you close your eyes, what will you see? So now, see, here, we are making use of one particular nature of the mind. What is the nature of the mind? Whenever the mind is exposed to some form, some feeling, whatever the mind is exposed to, that particular impression gets etched in the mind. So for example, if you keep on staring at something for some time, maybe 5 minutes, you keep on looking at it and then close your eyes, what do you see? You see that image in the mind. For some time. After that, it fades away. This is the nature of the mind. If this is the nature of the mind, why not make use of this nature of the mind? This is a technique. You can use it, you can misuse it also. You keep on exposing the mind to something, mind takes that form, mind takes that color, that nature. This is the nature of the mind. Small children, they see ghost movies in the night. Elders also. So one day I had gone to one house for Bhiksha in Mumbai only. So there the yajna gets over by 9 o'clock in the night. Starts at 7:30, ends at 9. So when you go for Bhiksha etc. in the night, it is somewhere around 10 o'clock. So I found that these two children, they were in a hurry. So I asked, where do you want to go? So they said, Swamiji, there is a ghost movie. Mother said, children did not say. They love these ghost movies and they see in the night. And then after that they sleep. Now, when you see such a movie and then go to sleep, what are the images that flashes in your mind? Whatever has happened in the movie and whichever is very strong, those images get etched in the brain, isn't it? You see a movie for 3 hours and just close your eyes. You don't have to go to sleep also. Just close your eyes. What do you see? You will see flashes of image of the scenes in the movie, isn't it? What does it mean? Mind has absorbed it. Those flashes will go for some few hours, maybe for few days also, if it has gone very deep. If the impressions are very deep, few days those memories keep on lingering in the mind. Now this is the nature of the mind. Whatever you expose to good or bad, mind absorbs it. An impression is gathered in the mind. It is not only about the scene. It can be about some kind of feelings. It can be some ideas, some ideologies, some way of living, some gestures, some mannerism. Very many times we copy the mannerisms and gestures of somebody else whom we consider as our role model. Automatically it comes. You are not doing it consciously. Unconsciously, when you are living with that person for a long time, you revere that person, respect that person. Over a period of time, what happens is that person's, your role models, gestures, mannerisms, behaviors, tendencies, you just copy. You are not copying consciously. Unconsciously, it enters into your personality. So this is the nature of the mind. Whatever the mind is exposed, it just, absorbs that, takes it, makes it its own. Right? If this is the nature of the mind, why not make use of this nature of the mind? How to make use of? Of course, the best way is expose the mind to everything that is good and noble and auspicious. So this is how the mind is influenced by satsang. In satsang what happens? Without your knowledge, unconsciously, mind is exposed to this good samskaras. And slowly the nature of the mind changes. The thought textures changes. Even without your knowledge. Mere listening is enough. That's why in Bhagavatam, Katha Shravanam is given so much of importance. It's mainly listening. You are exposed to something good, mind automatically absorbs all those good things. It becomes a samskara of the mind. So now what is being said? Start meditating upon the form of the Lord. So take one limb of the Lord, say for example feet. Start from the feet. So keep on looking at the feet, close your eyes and start visualizing it. Try to remember each and every minute detail of that thing which you are going to visualize. If you read the biography of Pujya Gurudev, it is said that Gurudev, when he was a small child, it is said dinner was not served until bhajans were over. And now this child is not at all interested in this bhajan, etc. But there is no other go. Because the family members will give food only if you participate in this. So therefore helplessly used to sit. Then he was thinking, now how to pass time? I am not interested in all these bhajans and this and that. How to pass time? So there was this photo of Lord Shiva. So what this boy used to do is, he would just look at the face of Lord Shiva, look for some time and then close his eyes and try to visualize all the little details of that face. You will find in the biography of Gurudev. So unknowingly he was doing the meditation which was mentioned in Bhagavatam. Of course it is not unknowing, it is all previous samskaras gathered in the past birth. Why that child felt like meditating? That feeling was all nothing but the influence of the samskaras gathered in the past birth. So then what has to be done? One by one limb, you start meditating like this. Look at it, close your eyes, visualize. And once you have attained perfection in that particular limb, go to the next limb, the higher one. And this way, keep on going. From the foot to the face. The smiling face of the Lord. Part by part, try visualizing. That's what it said. Jitam jitam sthanam apohya dharayet param param shuddhyati dhiryatha yatha. So a time comes when the whole body is over. Now try to visualize the whole form of the Lord with its minutest details. So in this process what happens? Unknowingly you are practicing concentration. Chitta ekagrata comes along with chitta shuddhi. Because you are meditating on the form of the Lord, chitta shuddhi comes and chitta ekagrata, concentration also comes. Right? A time comes when you are able to clearly visualize the Lord in your form. So when you close your eyes, you see that Bhagavan in front of you. And when you start developing relationship with this Bhagavan, you will find this form will appear in your dreams also. In dreams, whenever you are in trouble, you will find this form coming and protecting you. All these things are the experiences of the devotees. Remember, which form of God will come to you? That form upon which you have meditated will come to you. So if you are a worshipper of Vishnu, Vishnu form will come. Shiva form will not come. If you are a worshipper of Shiva, the form of Shiva. Because you have given the training to the mind, so that mind is projecting the very same samskaras in front of you. Later on you will see Brahmāji is seeing Bhagavan in this form only. Later on that portion will come. He is seeing the same Bhagavan. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma and this and that. Why does he see that? That is how he has given the training. If you are a Jesus devotee, Jesus will come to you. If you are an Allah devotee, Allah will come to you. The question is, what kind of samskaras you have given to your mind? The mind will project that form in front of you. So this way, how long should I do? Yavanna jayeta paravaresmin vishveshvare drashtari bhakti yogaha tavasthaviyah purushasya rupam kriyavasane prayatasmareta. Yavanna jayeta vishveshvare drashtari bhakti yogaha. As long as devotion for the Lord has not arisen, this has to be practiced continuously. Devotion for the Lord. Which Lord? Drashtari, that witness in you, that itself is that Bhagavan. So once the mind has been thoroughly purified by all these kinds of sadhanas, now these are all gross sadhanas meant for the beginners. These are all not meant for the advanced seekers. Of course, advanced seekers also do it. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did not leave Kali, though he attained that higher state. He was still holding on to that Kali form, because it was this form which had taken him to the ultimate. But for the advanced seekers, these things are not necessary. Automatically what happens is, as the mind becomes pure with all these devotional practices, you come to know that this Bhagavan is none other than the consciousness in you, which is the witness, drashtari, vishveshvare, paravare. All these adjectives are given. So till this devotion is arisen, till this devotion arises in the mind, and till the mind has become thoroughly purified so that that mind can meditate upon consciousness as the Lord, till then this has to follow. Right, now this topic is over. Now Shuka Brahmarshi takes another topic. Now what was the question asked by Parikshit? What should a person who is going to die do? Isn't it? That is the question. Now Shuka Brahmarshi is elaborately answering this question. Person who is going to die means what? Is he going to die out of will or helplessly? Now here is a topic discussed. The one who wants to die out of will. One who wants to drop the body out of will. Such people are called Iccha-marnīs, like Bhishma Pitamaha. So if you are of this type, now see the what you call richness of our scriptures. Every possibility is discussed. If you are of this type, means you want to drop the body at will. What should such a person do? Sthiram sukham chasanamāśrito yatihi yada jihāsuram mangalokam kāle ca deshe ca mano na sajjayet prāṇān niyachet manasā jitāsuhu. So here is a person who is jihāsuhu, desirous of giving up the body at will. Now this is not a very, this is not mandatory. This is only an option, right? You can do this. You can drop the body at will. So this technique is being mentioned here. It is not a must. It's not necessary. But such a technique exists. So whatever we are going to discuss now is just for your information. Right? Some complicated things are going to be described now. Don't get worried. Don't get us, oh, Swami, how can we do? Don't worry. This is not meant for, it is not meant for all. It is only meant for those who want to drop the body at will. Okay. So what is most important here is, you must be a pranayama-parayana. Have you heard this term in Bhagavad Gita? Which is the chapter? 4th chapter. Apane juhvati pranam, prane panam tatha pare, prana pana gati ruddhva, pranayama parayana. So if you want to do this, you must be an expert in pranayama, in ashtanga yoga. Meaning, you must have tremendous control over your pancha pranas. What are the pancha prana? Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. You must have control. If you have this control, then you can do this. Now see what is going to be described. So what this person has to do, let him comfortably sit. Let him not worry about kala, desha, manas, etc. Uttarayana, punya kala only I can live. Of course you can live, but that is not necessary. Let him not worry about the place, etc. Now what should he do? Manasva buddhya malaya niyamya kshetrajña etam ninayettamatmani atmanam-atmanya varudhya dhīrah labdhopashantir virameta krityāt. So let him merge his mind into the intellect. Let the intellect be merged into the ego, the I sense. Let the ego be merged into the individual self. And let the individual self be merged into the supreme self. So one by one. Now what is this merging, etc.? So in our language, param padam vaishnavamamananti tad yanneti neti tyadadutsi srikshavaha visrujya dauratmya mananya sauhrida hridopaguhyarha padam pade pade. How to do this? It is done by the technique called neti. You must have heard. Not this, not this. So what is being said? Ananya sauhrida. Don't be friendly with what you are not. Now our condition, according to Bhagavatam, our condition is we are all duratmas. What is the duratma? Atma is the supreme self, consciousness. When we identify with this body, mind, intellect, now this Atma has become duratma, polluted as though. Atma has become polluted because of identification. Now this infinite consciousness experiences itself to be a finite entity. That is why this Atma is called as duratma. So what should be done? Ananya sauhrida. Don't be friendly with all this body, mind, intellect. Ananya sauhrida means what? Disidentify from them. Know yourself to be consciousness. Shift your attention from the BMI to the consciousness. How do you do it? Neti, neti. Not this, not this. Whatever is observed is different from the observer. So the observed thing is not me. This way start coming within yourself. Withdraw yourself. And then what you should hold on? Hrida upaguhya arhapadam. Upaguhya, embrace. What should you embrace? Arhapadam. That feet of the Lord which is worth embracing. Arhapadam. Which is nothing but consciousness. Where is it? Hrida, in your own heart. So what is the entire discussion? The whole thing is shift your attention from the not self to the self. Once you have done this, then Parampadam Vaishnavam Amananti. That Vaishnava, that devotee, attains the supreme state. So till now, everybody has to do. Now this person is going to drop his body. How does he drop his body? Now not going to read all this. I will just mention the steps. So what he has to do is, so now that he has desired to leave the body, so at the time of death, they say the pranavayu exists from the anus normally. So what he has to do is, with the heel of his foot, he has to block the anus, so that the apanavayu doesn't exist from there. So this apanavayu, which is at the Mooladhara chakra, so what he has to do? He has to block the anus, so that it doesn't escape from there, and slowly this apanavayu has to be raised. This is possible only when you are an expert in pranayama. And then you have to reach the Manipuraka chakra. There, what is there is samana vayu, the vayu which helps you in digestion, samana vayu. So you have to merge this apana vayu in this samana vayu, and then again raise this vayu higher and higher. Where to? Anahata chakra, which is at the chest. There you have the prana vayu. So merge that vayu into the prana vayu. Further slowly raise it. Where? Vishuddhi chakra. So Vishuddhi chakra has got two limits. One is upper limit, one is lower limit. Then merge this prana vayu to the lower limit, where you have Udana vayu, which is at the neck. Then further carefully raise it. Where? To the upper limit of the Vishuddhi chakra. Right? Which comes as the root of the tongue. That is the place. Now from here you have to be very careful. Further you have to raise this vayu at the Ajna chakra. Now this is the most complicated thing, because when you take this vayu from this Vishuddhi chakra to Ajna chakra, there are 7 holes now. What are the holes? 2 eyes, 2 ears, nostrils and 1 mouth. 7 holes are there. There is all the possibility that this pranavayu may leak out. So you have to be very, very careful at that time. And once you have taken to Ajna chakra, lift this prana further to Brahmarandra, crown of the head. And once that prana has reached there, you will see the truth of this universe clearly. That is what is said. Now you have a choice. Do you want sadhya mukti or krama mukti? These are the 2 ways in which a yogi gets liberated. Sadhya mukti means immediate liberation. Krama mukti means liberation by stages. Suppose you are interested in sadhya mukti. Enough. I want to put an end to everything. Then crack the skull and escape. Finished. So you have this pranavayu. Right? It is there at the Brahmarandra. Crack the skull, escape. Now that you have known the truth, drop the body dead and you are free. But suppose you say, no, I don't want to get liberation so fast. Let me know what are the different worlds in this. Scriptures have been talking of 14 worlds. Bhuhu, Bhuaha, Suaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. I want to know what is there. Suppose you have such a desire. Right? Suppose you have desire. If you don't have desire, then no problem. Suppose you have such a desire. Now that you want to experience all these higher worlds, for experiencing what all things you need the mind and the senses. It is unavoidable. Only with mind you can experience any world. Right? Mind and the senses are necessary. So exit the body along with the mind and the senses. Mind and indriyas. Crack the skull, leave along with the mind and the senses. And now you don't have to worry. Devatas are there, appointed. They will take you to the higher worlds. So along the orifice of, first is Shushumna. Luminous orifice of Shushumna, you go higher and higher. From that sphere of Shushumna, you go further into sphere of Agni. There many of your impurities are burnt. Many of the desire go away. And you further go higher into the luminous sphere of Shishumara. There's a higher. It is said that Shishumara sphere is like the shape of a crocodile. And it is the hub of this entire universe. Now further if you want to go, you have to be extremely pure. Further higher, the devatas are not allowed. You are endowed with a very, very subtle body. Extremely pure souls alone can go further. Then you go to higher into Maharloka. In Maharloka, great rishis like Bhrigu, they remain there. Bhrigu Rishi, etc., they remain there. Maharloka. At that time, when naimittika pralaya happens, naimittika pralaya is when the three worlds are burnt by the fire emanating from Adishesha's mouth. When the three worlds are being burnt, then all the residents of Maharloka go higher worlds. Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha. Tapoloka. They all go there and they leave those worlds also, and finally they go to Brahmaloka or Satyaloka, where Brahmāji stays. That is the ultimate loka. So this happens when naimittika pralaya happens. So what is the state of the beings in Brahmaloka? That verse I will read. Na yatra shoko na jara na mrityuh nartirna chodvegarte kutaschit yacchittadodah kripaya anidam-vidāna duranta dukkha prabhavanudarshanāt. What is the state of those beings remaining in Brahmaloka? Na yatra shokaha. That is a place where there is no shoka, there is no sorrow. Na jara, there is no old age. Na mrityuhu, there is no death. Na artihi, there is no suffering. Na cha udvegaha, there is no fear. So it is a world free from all kinds of sufferings, miseries. But there is one thing which they suffer from. And what is that? They suffer due to compassion. These beings are so pure and highly evolved, the only suffering they have is the suffering due to compassion. Compassion towards whom? Compassion towards anidam-vidāna. See the terms, how beautiful they have used. Anidam-vidāna, those people who are, now see, idam means this. Vidam means knower. Knower of this is called idam-vit. Knower of this. So this means what? This Atma. When you say this, it means it is so near. When you say that, it means it is so far. Anidam-vidāna means those people who don't know this. Meaning, Bhagavan is so near to us. He is the very self of all beings. But here are these people who don't have any value for this Bhagavan. Bhagavan is waiting. And these people have no time for Bhagavan. And what is the price they pay for this negligence? What is the price they pay for ignoring the Lord? Duranta dukkha prabhavanudarshana. It is suffering, oh suffering. Birth, death. And even when we are living, what all kinds of diseases. Just go to the Google and just type in number of diseases in this world. You just type. It's a big list from A to Z. The varieties of diseases which people are going through in this world, it is stunning. So the term used is Duranta Dukkha Prabhavanudarshanat. It is all Durantam, calamity only. Being born in this world is nothing but calamity. So these beings who are living in those worlds, when they look at those people rotting like worms, suffering like worms in this Dharatala, there is one suffering which they have. What is the suffering? That suffering born out of compassion. Poor fellow. Bhagavan is so near, but even then, not paying attention to Bhagavan, how much they suffer. Sometimes the compassion can be so strong that they may take some birth and come down also. Some of the stories are like that. It is said, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, if you see, he says, Swami Vivekananda was none other than the Saptarishis who had taken a form and come down. Many times what happens, the compassion is so great that they say, this liberation, etc. can wait. Let me come down and do something for these people. That is the greatness of this Mahatma. And then in short time, they do a lot of work and then finish it and go. That is the compassion of Mahatmas. So this is the state where they are in. So in the Brahmaloka they are there, free from all kinds of suffering. At the doorstep of liberation we can stay. Just one more step and everything is over. So then what happens to them finally? It is said, during prālaya. Prālaya is when Brahmāji's tenure is over, 100 years over. Brahmāji's 100 years means how much is it? His one day is 2000 Chaturyugas. And one Chaturyuga is 43,20,000 human years. Brahmāji's one day is 2000 Chaturyuga. This way he lives for 100 years. So when Brahmāji dies, it is called as prālaya. Earlier what was told was naimittika pralaya. Naimittika pralaya means when he goes to sleep. It is one day. That is when the three worlds are burnt. In prālaya, even the Brahmaloka is burnt away. Everything goes. So just before that, he gives the ultimate Vedantic knowledge to all the residents of Brahmaloka. And what is this Vedantic knowledge? Tattvamasi. Whatever we study here, the same thing is given there also. Nothing new is given. That you are. So this knowledge is given. Vedantic knowledge is given. So with Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, they get liberated. And once they liberated, now they have this mind and the senses. Those mind and the senses, since they have come from Prakriti, they merge back into Prakriti. And this person, this realized saint, he becomes one with the infinite self. So Brahmāji gone, Brahmaloka gone, everything gone. So this is called krama Mukti. Going from one world to another, one world to another. So these are the two paths. What are the two paths? Sadhyo Mukti and krama Mukti. Sadhyo Mukti means immediate liberation. So these are the two paths given by Bhagavan himself to Brahmāji. So that is what he said. Ete shrutite nrupaveda gite tvayabhiprishte ha sanatanecha. So, O king, you have asked, what should a dying man do? Suppose the dying man has this, what you call, capacity to die at will, then this path is available. It is not a mandatory thing. This path is available. At will he can die. And some of the stories you will find in some books, there are yogis who have done this. One day earlier itself, they tell their shishya, see, tomorrow I am going to leave the body. So don't disturb me. Within this time, after this time, you open the door and the body will be there. You can just put it in Ganga. Such stories are there. These are not mere, what you call, cock and bull stories. There are Mahatmas there in the Himalayas who do this, who have proved that whatever is said in Bhagavatam is 100% true. So never doubt all this. Swamiji, I don't believe in all this higher world, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha and all. You do this. Control the prana, crack the skull and go out. After that, if it is not there, come back and tell us. So whatever is given in the scriptures, that can be verified. Everything can be verified. Go to the expert, learn the technique and do this. Whatever is said in the Shastra is 100% true. We have to just have faith. So therefore, now, so what is the sum and substance of whatever we have discussed? Tasmat sarvatmana rajan haris sarvatra sarvada shrotravya kirtitavyascha smartavyo bhagavan nrunam. Now the whole topic is concluded. What is the conclusion? The one thing, O king, whether you want sadhya mukti or krama mukti, the one thing which is absolutely necessary is devotion for God. It is only with this devotion you will be successful in whichever path you take. And the glory of devotion is such. Now there is a verse which says, Bhagavan brahmakartsnena triranvikshya manishaya tadadhyavasyat kutastha ratiratmani yato bhave. It is said, Brahmāji, with tremendous amount of concentration to find out what is the best path to reach Lord. So he went through the entire Vedas 3 times, impartially, because there are so many paths given to reach God. So he wanted to know which is the best path. And then he came to this conclusion. What is the conclusion? Ratiratmani yato bhavet. Whatever develops devotion for God, that alone is the best and the easiest path. This is the easiest path. Develop love for God. Bas. It's very easy. No complication is there. Just love God and that will take care of everything. Bhagavan is our father, mother. So you just love father and mother and that is it. They will do whatever is necessary. So this is the easiest path. So what has to be done? Shrotavyaha, kirtitavyaha, smartavyaha, Bhagavan. So this topic comes to an end. Now, Shuka Brahmarshi takes another topic. What is the topic? Suppose I am not interested in liberation, then now, all these are meant for those who want liberation. Suppose I have lots and lots of worldly desire. Right? So then Bhagavan says, even if you have worldly desire, even then go to Bhagavan only. Don't go anywhere else. So now here, the Anya Devata Upasana is mentioned. There are so many Devatas in this world. So many Devatas. And different Devatas have got different portfolios. They have got their own departments. So if you want a particular thing, then you have to go to particular Devata and that Devata will bless you. So therefore, different Devatas are given. If you want this, then go to this Devata. If you want this, then go to that Devata. Some few samples I will read. So if you want lustre of Vedic learning, then go to Brihaspati. If you want progeny, then Prajapati. If you want wealth, then Sri Devi. If you want power, then you should worship Rudras. If you want strength of the body, then Bhumi Devi. If you want beauty, then Gandharvas. If you want security from ghosts, then Yakshas you should worship. If you want to destroy your enemies by black magic, then there is one Rakshasa called Nirruti. You should worship him. These are all few samples. Just to show that if you worship these devatas will do what you wish. So there is sattvic desire also, there is rajasic desire also, there is tamasic desire also. So what is tamasic desire? I want somebody else's, destruction. This is tamasic desire. I don't want anything for myself, but his eye should be gone, his leg should be broken. This is called tamasic desire. This is what many people do in the name of black magic. So such devatas are there. They are meant for that. You worship him. Now those worship will be very complicated. You may need blood and then you have to go to cremation ground and with that skull and all that and you have to chant some terrific mantras. this many times. And Naivedyam also will be something like that, only flesh and blood and all that. Those things you have to do. And then that Devata, strengthened by your worship, then that Devata will do whatever you want. So it's a give and take policy. You give worship, make him strong, and he will bless you with whatever you want. So Tamasic desires are there. Rajasic desires are there. Rajasic desire means I want only my welfare. That is Rajasic desire. And now Sattvic desires are also there. What is Sattvic desire? Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. You must only have such desires. Point number 1. But now such devatas are there. And if you worship those devatas, they will definitely bless you. But what is the opinion of Shuka Brahmarshi? He says, don't do all that. Akama sarvakamo va moksha kama udaradhihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether you are akama or sarvakama or moksha kama, whatever be the kama you have. Akama means desireless. Sakama means, sarvakama means you have all kinds of desires. Moksha kama means you are desiring moksha alone. Whatever be your state. You may need some desire for some world, no problem. But whom should you worship? That one supreme Lord who is the Lord of Lords. All the devatas have got the strength from him. He is the supreme one. So therefore go directly to him. Don't go to these little devatas. This Anya Devata Bhakti comes in chapter 7 and chapter 9. So we'll be studying about all that. I am not going to go in detail. So what is the defect of Anya Devata Bhakti? The thing is, whatever you want, he will give you. But this Anya Devata is not interested in your welfare. He is interested only in the puja which you do, because that strengthens him. So whatever you ask, he will give you. But many times what he gives may not be good for you. Most of the time. But if you go to Bhagavan, he will give you only that which is good for you. What is good for Bhakta, that only he gives. So what are the ways in which he will answer your prayer? 4 ways. What are they? Yes, no, wait, and then 4th one, take. Here is something better. 4 ways. Yes means what? Whatever you ask, he will give you. No means what? You ask, but he won't give, because it's not good for you. Wait. Wait means at the right time I will give you. And the 4th one is take. Here is something better. What you are asking is very little one. There is something higher. I will give you that. So this is the way Bhagavan answers your prayer. So sometimes he may not even answer your prayer because that is not good for you. So what is Shuka Brahmarshi saying here? Go to your, the real father and mother. Why do you want to go through intermediary stages? Directly approach him. Whatever be the desire, it can be worldly desire, doesn't matter. Go to him only. Not necessarily that I want only devotion. I don't want anything of the world. Don't try to pretend. Don't try to be a hypocrite. You have a lot of desire, but you are not asking, because it should not be asked, Don't be foolish. Whatever desire you have. Do you want money? Okay, ask him. He will give you. Do you want name, fame, power, position? Ask him. He will give you. But then you should be ready for the no also. He might answer in the no, in the negative. You should be ready for that also. When the answer comes as no, your faith should not be shaken. This is the only condition. So ask him directly. So that, Anya Devata Upasana topic is over. And now Shuka Brahmarshi remains silent. Now actually this conversation between Shuka Brahmarshi and Parikshit king, this comes under another conversation. Who is actually conversing? It is Suta Rishi and Shaunaka Rishi. Right? Suta Rishi is narrating Bhagavatam to Shaunaka Rishi. In Naimisha forest, Suta Rishi, when they got some time in between Homa, Havana, etc., they got some time, and then Suta Rishi is answering Shaunaka Rishi. So in that conversation comes this Shuka Brahmarshi and Parikshit, this discussion. So now Suta Rishi became silent. So then Shaunaka Rishi says, Oh, that's all. I am not satisfied. Tell us more. Now that one great devotee called Parikshit and another great realized man called Shuka Brahmarshi is there, definitely something more must have happened. Tell us more. I am not satisfied. More spiritual discussions must have happened because two great personalities have come together. And moreover, 7 days are there. This is not sufficient. Now, these are some of the dialogues of Shavna Karushi. Right? So, what does he say? Very interesting. He says, Ayurharati vai pumsam udyannastam chayannasau tasyarte yakshano nitaha uttama shloka vartaya. Oh, Sutarishi, all the time we must listen to Bhagavan's glories only. Only that time which is spent in contemplation of the Lord, that time alone is worth lived. All the other time which we waste in our life, it is nothing but the time eaten by Kala by its two jaws called sunrise and sunset. You understand? So the time has got two jaws, the lower jaw and the upper jaw. Now it is continuously, Kalo Jagat Bhakshaka, it is continuously eating. So what is it eating? It is eating each and every one of us time. So what is Shavna Karushi saying? Whatever time is spent in unspiritual matters, in worldly matters, it is eaten away by this time with its two jaws. What are the two jaws? Sunrise and sunset. Means the time wasted in unwanted things is wasted. Then what is the purpose of living? Is it mere living? Taravaha kimna jivanti. If mere living is the purpose, are not the trees living? If mere breathing is the purpose, bhastraha kimna shasantyuta. Bhastra means bellow. What is bellow? It's a long pipe. In the olden times, to make the fire more intense in the kitchen, etc. So what you do, you have a long pipe and you keep on blowing it so that the fire becomes intense. So that is called as bellow. So if breathing is the mere purpose, are not the bellows breathing? Na khadanti na mehanti kim grama pashavopare. If eating and mating is the purpose of life, are not the wild and domestic animals doing the same? What is the use of gaining human body? All these things, whatever you are interested in, whatever you are doing, wasting your time, these are all done by the animals also. What is the specialty of being born as a human being? Shvavidvarahoshtrakarehi samstutaf purushah pachuh nayat karna pathopetah jatu namagadagrajah. That person who doesn't listen with his ears, the glories of the Lord, the leelas of the Lord, he is none other than an animal balancing on two legs. What are the kind of animals? Now there is a list given. Shva, dog. Vidvaraha, pig. Ushtra, camel. Khara, donkey. The person who doesn't listen to Bhagavan's glory, such a person is equal to all this. So first one is dog. So what is the specialty of dog? There are so many specialties. One striking feature is this dog guards the house even leaving its sleep. The whole night it guards. And very interesting thing is this dog is not allowed inside the house, nor is it allowed inside the kitchen. It has no freedom. Things doesn't belong to it, but it guards it though it is my own. Isn't it? Even risking its life also. In the same way, human beings, all whatever possession he has, nothing belongs to him. He has to leave everything and go, but he guards as though it is his own. Right? This is the nature of dog. Next is, now see, I'll tell you one thing. Bhagavatam is Bhagavatam. It is all what you call concentrated doses. You should be ready to listen to all this. There is no dilution there. It's a perfect stain remover, stain of the mind, provided you are able to handle it. So next is Vidvaraha, means pig. So what is the unique feature of pig? You will not find pig where the place is clean. Wherever there is filth, you will find a pig there. So its joy is in wallowing in filth. All unwanted, worthless thing, the pig is there. Isn't it? Now what is the clean place? Where satsanga is happening, that is the cleanest place. There pigs will not be there. All worthless things, sensuous thing, which pollutes the mind. So this person is interested in only in such things. Gossip. So such a person is equivalent to a pig. And then third one is Ushtra. Ushtra means camel. Camel. Unt. So what is the unique feature of Unt? So in the desert area you have this thorny bush. So it keeps chewing that thorn. And now when it chews the thorn, what comes out? Blood comes. And it thinks this juice is coming from the thorn. And it keeps on chewing. Actually it is its own blood. It is getting injured. It doesn't know. It enjoys the juice coming from the thing. In the same way, these human beings also, they indulge in all sense objects, sense pleasures. And what do they think? The pleasure, the happiness is coming from these objects. But actually, where is this happiness coming from? From his own self. He is not aware of that. He thinks the joy is coming from the world and from the worldly objects. And he keeps on indulging in it. Just like that Unt, camel. And the process is getting injured also. He is not aware. Ushtra. And the next one is Kara. Kara means donkey. What is the unique feature of donkey? It's a, what you call, have you seen donkeys? It will just stand in a place for a long time. Have you seen? On the roadsides, etc. you will see. Not doing anything. A Tamasik animal. Time is wasted in not doing anything. Idle. This is one. The second thing is, this donkey is always burdened with big luggage. And it carries. So in the same way, the people who are samsaris, they are burdened with samsara. Lot of load is there. If you want to know it, just ask someone, how are you? That's it. It starts. Just like this donkey, it is carrying this burden, helplessly carrying. Not one birth, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. So see the comparison. So the person who doesn't listen to Bhagavan's glory, he is equal to all this. A dog, a pig, a camel, and a donkey. Now scolding is not yet over, it is continuing now. What is being said? Those people who don't listen to the glories of the Lord, their ears are not ears, they are mere holes, cavities. Okay. Those people who don't chant the name of the Lord, that tongue is not the tongue of a human being, it's the tongue of a frog. Frog makes such a terrible noise. Very, very harsh noise it makes. So what is said? That tongue which doesn't chant the name of the Lord, that tongue is the tongue of a frog. Oh. That head which doesn't bow down in front of the Lord, in front of the devotees of the Lord, that head, though it may be adorned with turban and kirita, crown, etc., but that head is a mere burden supported by the shoulders. It's a burden, it's an unnecessary weight. Okay, and then those hands which doesn't do namaskara to the Lord, those hands, even though they may be adorned with golden bangles and bracelets, etc., those hands are the hands of corpse, a dead body. Those eyes which doesn't enjoy the beauty of the Lord. Those eyes are like the eyes of the peacock feather. So peacock feather has got that eye, isn't it? So that is a useless eye. There is no eye there. It only is an appearance. So those eyes which doesn't enjoy the beauty of the Lord, those eyes are mere eyes on the peacock feather. And then those legs which doesn't take the person to the tirtha kshetras, doesn't make the person do the pradakshina of the temple, those legs are mere trees. Those people who doesn't take the dust of the holy feet of the devotees, such people, they are jivan chavaha, dead while living. Those people who don't take the fragrance of tulasi leaves which are offered at the feet of the Lord, those people are shvasan chavaha, breathing corpse. Breathing corpse. Corpse means dead body. Dead body but breathing. That's all. That heart. Tadashmasaram hridayam batedam yad grihyamaneir harinamadheyaih na vikriyetata yada vikaraha netre jalam gatraruheshu harshaha. That heart, when it listens to the glories of the Lord, the kathas of the Lord, that heart which doesn't melt. And what is the proof of a melting heart? Tears roll out from the eyes. There is horripilation. Hair stands on end. These are the indication that the heart has melted. That heart which doesn't melt, it is not heart, it is a stone. So this is the way Shaunaka Rishi is scolding us. Right? So what is the sum and substance of this discussion? The point is, the one thing to be done is hold on to Bhagavan, develop devotion for Bhagavan. So therefore the question of Shaunaka Rishi is, oh Suta Rishi, please tell us, something else would have happened, please tell. What are the other questions which Parikshit Maharaj had asked? What are the other questions? So then Suta Rishi, yes, there are some more questions which he had asked. I will narrate it to you, so that we will see tomorrow. Right. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyanto Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.